Hey girl, it's Miss Megalodon, and today I'm talking to you. And by you, I mean me. Because normally I talk to you guys, but today I'm kind of talking to me because I finished the first week of The Artist Way, and I wanted to talk about it, but I realized this week that a message to everybody is a message to nobody. Sort of thing. Like, if something's for everyone, it's kind of for no one. And I want to stop doing that because in 2025, that's out. And I've been wanting to make a 2025 what's in, what's out video, but I haven't got around to that yet. And because I just don't want to speak too soon. I've been wanting to make a video about The Artist Way since like midweek, but again, I just don't want to speak too soon because I want everything to like meld together and become like seasoned. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But this is not the first time that I started The Artist Way. I bought this book probably over a year ago, and I was just not ready for it. I was still working in a job that was like really not in alignment with where I really was and where I knew I really was. I just wasn't being honest with myself, really. It was nothing against the job, but yeah, I bought this because I have always felt like I am creative and I want to be creative, and I have so many projects and things I want to do, but I'm just not like able to tap into that somehow. Like, it's there, I just can't get to it. And I was thinking, a year ago when I bought this book, that it would really help me like do it. Like, this is the answer. And when I read it, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, this is bullshit. Like, this is some white lady, like, talking about God and your spirituality and your inherent creative right and you're the censor and like blurts. And if you've ever read this book, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I'm not gonna elaborate, but I guess you're just gonna have to see for yourself. Yeah, I was like, what the hell? And also what made me feel like that was like the morning pages practice in here. Like, that's something I already freaking do. Just like off the cuff, stream of consciousness journaling, pen to page. I've filled up entire college ruled like 5 subject notebooks just doing that. And not that that's a 5 subject, but you know what I mean. So I was like, so why the fuck did I pay for her to like tell me I need to journal and that's gonna solve all my problems? Then I was like, at one point I was like flipping through and she's talking about some like one of her like mind releasing tasks, like that's gonna really make you elevate to the next level, is like tracking your finances down to the penny, which is also something I already fucking do. So I was like, what the hell? Like, what is this? This is stupid as shit. Like, I'm not listening to her. Because I am more prone to listen to women over men, but then white women, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be digestible to everybody, but for those who know, you know. And yeah, that's the thing. Like, this week has made me realize I don't have to be digestible to everybody, and by trying to be perfect and fit this expectation of like, you must be pleasant and understandable and well received by every single person that you encounter, that's made me realize that like I am putting myself into smaller and smaller of a box every time I try to worry about what is somebody maybe gonna possibly think about this if they take it in this sort of tone, or am I making myself clear? Like, am I sounding fucking like totally off my rocker? Like, I don't know, like, but the point is that I need to practice actually just expressing myself and getting my voice out into the world, because for so long, like so long, my life was ruled by others' expectations, obedience, stifling of self, shame, guilt. You are here to serve others. And I'm like, I don't know, I just hated that, because I was always like, well, if we're here to serve others, then who's serving me? Like, when am I gonna get served? But I come to realize that you gotta serve yourself. Like, low-key, you gotta serve yourself. And this whole like creative stifling thing is kind of like a symptom of like my people pleasing, really. And I guess what I mean by that is like, this week has made me realize that I have this like inherent belief that I should prioritize others over everything. And okay, granted, I went no contact with them people 3 years ago, practically at this point. Actually, yeah. Happy 3-year anniversary. Yeah, so I thought I was like moved away from that, but I really haven't. I still have this belief that you should not prioritize art over others' needs and wants. Like, you should not prioritize doing art of all things over other people. Like, if somebody wants to spend time with you, if you have things you need to do around the house, if you have an invitation somewhere, if your boyfriend is home and like you guys don't have that much time together and you kind of wanted to work on a project, but you really should take the opportunity to spend time with him, like, over doing your projects or my projects. See, I'm talking to me. Like, that's just totally, it's totally the same thing. Like, and I hadn't realized that until, I think, doing the morning pages and reading through this and getting down to like the blurts that I was hearing from various sources, and then like turning them into affirmations was honestly kind of helpful. And also just like writing the letter to like your top 3 like haters or whatever, that was actually quite therapeutic. I think I'm gonna be writing more letters because I was tearing them bitches up, let me tell you. And it was really cathartic. And I think that's another thing like that I didn't realize until midway through 2024, was that like, even if people are not going to understand you, even if they're not going to listen because they're like so stuck in the mud and their ears are closed and whatever, like, it's still worth talking. It's still worth expressing your feelings and your thoughts and putting it out there, just to show and prove to yourself that you'll do it and that you can stand up for yourself. Because I've learned very, 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 very clearly that you're the only person who can stand up for yourself. And by not expressing yourself because you just tell yourself, oh well, they're not gonna listen anyways, like, it's not worth it, like, that's a disservice to yourself. And I'm not saying, like, of course use discernment, like protect your peace, of course, but it's also worth saying your piece as well. And that's what I'm going to practice doing. And that's why I'm here, because yeah, this is the chatterbox, this is my chat channel, but I haven't made so many chatty videos because I'm just so like confined and like worried about being perfect and sounding reasonable, I guess. Like, I don't even know, sounding good, sounding smart, I guess. Like, I don't even know what it is, but I guess going to the title of the video, yeah, I'm scared of winning. I'm scared of winning because I was thinking like, okay, well, like, okay, let me back up. Week one, I guess my biggest takeaway was that like creativity is our inherent and natural way of being, at least for some of us. I think for all of us, to be honest, I think everybody can tap into that, and I think anybody is a creative. And I think any type of work requires creativity, but that aside, well, that's not aside. I just think creativity is our inherent natural right. Like, I mean, you even think about like that story of the custodian and the artist who like, he was like, the way I do art is by like the way I clean the mirrors in the bathroom. And, you know, I hope that he as an artist can make the art he wants to outside of cleaning mirrors, but you know, hey, that is valid in and of itself. And that's kind of what I'm getting into, is that like our refusal to honor and recognize that natural creativity like totally destroys us. And that's like kind of where I'm at, because I feel like my natural way of being is to want to be creative. I have ideas and hopes and dreams and visions and this and that and that. But my refusal or like inability to do them is like totally destroying me. And yeah, my biggest takeaway is that from week one is that we are naturally inherently creative, and it's good and safe to be creative and express that creativity and honor that, because the universe kind of gives us that gift of creativity, and it's our gift back to the universe to express it and give it back and show up as our authentic selves as the universe made us. And I guess I'm using the word universe. I don't have to explain it myself to people, but I don't with the Christian religion. Now, the Christian God, that's aside. Christians could get it. Or I could get away from them, is what I'm going to say. And yeah, I just don't really fuck with the idea of like, the Christian God gave me this gift and I am honoring the Christian God. And da-da-da, and because I don't believe in that, and I don't want him to take credit for it. And so like Julia Cameron is the author of The Artist Way, and Julia's use of the word God was like bothering me at first, but then I thought about it and it was like, I mean, what I believe is that every religion has, I just think like every religion is basically from the same source. It's all pointing towards the same truth. It's like it's different languages of the same thing is what I feel like, personally. And you know, whatever religion you are, they all have like the same pretty much goal, is like to be a good person or whatever. So if that's the flavor you want to drink, then that's cool. But I don't think you should force other people to partake if that's not what they prefer. So that's my personal opinion. So after thinking about it like that, like, okay, well, if I really believe that all like religions are all gods, or like basically the same idea anyways, then why does it fucking matter what word she's using? Because it really means all the same thing anyway. So yeah, I think like universe is really what more does it for me. But anyways, yeah, one thing I also wanted to mention was that like, even though I may have my doubts about the course or whatever, like the fluff around it, I think honestly the main takeaway, at least for me, is that like this is a way for you to practice showing up for yourself creatively, like in a daily way through like the morning pages, but also just kind of like in a way where you can say, hey, I've done this thing for 12 weeks and I completed this thing and I can do that, so that means I can do anything. And you know, if that's really what it is, it's just like basically tricking you into showing up for yourself, through like leading, you know, and taking your hand. Like you know, that might be what it is, but that is something I've been wanting to work on this year anyway, like showing up for myself. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep following along. So yeah. Yeah, so back to the title again. I'm scared of winning, and I'm realizing it's because I'm such a perfectionist, and I'm so bound by the chains of perfectionism that I'm like preventing myself from winning, because I've only ever known how it feels to lose, because I never let myself win. So I only know what's safe, and I would rather stay in my safe, uncomfortable box than actually find out what might be on the other side. And yeah, that's why I'm afraid of winning. And it was also just like flirts and censors from the past. I'm really not going to get into that, but because I don't want to trauma dump on the internet. I do like watching other people's candy salads, but that's not gonna be me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's just too much. It's too much. So yeah, I just think like yeah, so my fear of winning comes from like perfectionism pretty much, because I like have this belief that like if you win, you have to be perfect. Like, winners are perfect, right? So if you are the winner, you gotta maintain that, and you got to continue to meet those high expectations of perfectionism and winning. And if you fuck up like just a little bit, you're gonna lose it all. Like if you win it all, you could fucking lose it all. Like the bigger they are, the harder they fall. You know what I mean? So that's, I'm like, holy shit. And I mean, it's a real thing. You see all these like creators that get canceled, usually for good reason. But yeah, like at a human level, like you work so hard for something and then it's just totally destroyed, and it's like crumbling in front of your eyes and inside of your hands, and it's got to be like crushing. And I'm so scared of that happening to me that I'm like, let's make sure it never happens by never even getting there at all. So I'm tired of that. I don't want that anymore. I want to stop doing that. I need to stop doing that. And this is the path that I'm on to try to address that, to address that, and to dispel it and get it away. Because yeah, I don't think the artist way is the only way. I think it is a way, and it's the way that I'm choosing to join on right now. I felt like in the first week I was like, I'm like on a roller coaster. Like, I'm going up and up and up in anticipation. I have no idea what's gonna fucking happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. And yeah, like talking to myself is way easier than talking to no one. Again, a message to everyone is a message to really no one. So this is like way easier. Spitballing here. But yeah, I don't like, as silly as that sounds, it's not really true. I know that's not really true, because if you win, it doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It just means like you did it. Like, it doesn't really change anything about you. It doesn't really mean anything good. It doesn't mean anything bad. It just means you did it, and you're on the other side of it now, just like everybody else who is also on the other side of it too. So yeah, and also I just like, yeah, the idea of being in the spotlight, like, and having all the eyes on me and all eyes on me, and like looking to me and what to expect. I'm like, stop looking at me. I'm just gonna go hide. And by hiding, it means that I'm hiding myself. Like, I'm never able to come out and do me. So yeah, in 2025, that's out, and I'm done with that attitude. Yeah, I'm also like, again, it's all tying into this whole perfectionism thing. Again, oldest daughter who studied psychology of boomer parents, yeah. So like you other oldest daughters get it. Yeah, but again, back to the perfectionism. I'm just so worried of like making a fool of myself because like I feel like I don't know, I've got this image to maintain, or I feel this pressure to like always be sensible and mature and make sense and again dilutable and digestible and pleasant and easily received, and I don't know, like it's all going into people pleasing and like really being here for others instead of yourself, and I'm done with that. I don't even like that. Okay, my heat's coming on. I hope that's not gonna be too much of a problem. Be right back. I'm gonna turn it off. Yeah, I don't want to make a fool of myself. I don't want to like sound stupid, because if you're stupid, that's the worst thing ever. Joking by the way. That was sarcastic if you couldn't tell. And yeah, like I also have this like, you know, sense of self-doubt, like I'm not really good at this. So like why even try? And I'm not good enough certainly to share my feelings and speak them out loud and even bring attention or uplift them. God, no. That's for other people, not me. You know, other people who have it more together than me, because other people always have something that I don't and will never have. They just have that thing. Other people have it and I don't. Whatever it is. And what I also learned this week was that I have like this fear of lack of abundance too, and I think that is also kind of like fear of winning, because if you like, abundance is a sign of winning, I would think. And I guess by winning, I kind of just mean succeeding at your goals and what you intend to do and what you set out to do and what your heart desires, like following your dreams is what I mean by winning, I guess. Winning, or like making your dreams into reality. That's a win. That's a big win, I would say. That's like everybody's dream. That's everybody's wish, right? For their dreams to come reality. Hashtag winning at life. No. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so a lack of abundance. I'm just worried, like I worry that like people are gonna steal my stuff. Like the more attention I get, the more copycats there might be, or the more like evil eyes there might be. Because I have had, you know, people in my own real life like sitting next to me in class steal my shit and fuck with my art, and also my own family dynamics like have allowed that too. So I'm really not a fan of that. So I'm like, you know, and I'm never gonna get stolen from ever again, so I'm never gonna share anything ever again, which is so stupid. And I want to stop doing that too, because I have to know that, and again, I do know this, it's just annoying. It's like, oh, nobody likes getting their shit ripped off, but I know that I have like inherent talent and provide inherent value and my own unique artist eye and perspective that no one else could, and that copycats could never. And even if like people are inspired, which I think is different than copycatting, like even through inspiration, people make it their own. It's never gonna be like mine, you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be like mine. You do your own thing, girl. Tuh. Yeah, but it's just like, and I also just kind of feel like if I do like somehow win, it's like a fluke. It's like a total fluke. It's like not meant to happen. It's like not gonna happen again. And also just like the idea, going back to like feeling like I'm not allowed to prioritize art over other people's needs and wants. Like I feel like if I do prioritize my art, like if I choose to go into my studio and do a painting or make my video or just do a stupid little doodle, instead of spending time with my boyfriend, like that means I'm a bad person and he's gonna leave me. So that's like a lack of abundance of love there, when that's not really true at all. He would not leave me if I do art. We've like went over this many times. He says that he's like, I like seeing you do what you're, do your thing. I think he's like doesn't have a problem with that, which is like a new thing to me because again, there's a reason why I had to cut them bitches off 3 years ago. And it's like, yeah, like they're still with me. It's like I can feel them with me. Like I can still hear their voice. Like they're still here, which is lovely. And yeah, I also just think I'm like I don't know. Sometimes I have a fear of like people are gonna call me an imposter or something. Like I'm not really, like I'm a fake, like I'm a fraud, like I'm not really creative because nothing is really my own. And because I'm not really creative and nothing's really my own, I'm just kind of throwing together ideas that I've seen and it's not really creative, and therefore it can't be mad if someone else rips it off because it's not really my own anyways, and all of my art is for other people's consumption because I should really only fit in art when other people don't have any needs and aren't asking me of anything. And I'm like, well, yeah, I kind of worry about that. And that's just kind of like going back to those like core beliefs that I mentioned before. Like, I'm not so good at this, like, like lack of abundance and blah, blah, blah. So in conclusion, I guess not in conclusion, I have one more thing to add. Yeah, like talking about how not prioritizing your art over other people's needs and wants. And granted, yes, there's nuance to that, okay? I'm not saying be a bad person, no. But yeah, people pleasing is the same as not prioritizing doing your art over other people's needs and wants. Because people pleasing, like, is where you, like, subject yourself to accommodating other people's needs and wants, like, 100% of the time. And I guess I would say not doing your art is a symptom of that. But, I guess what I wanted to get to was that the solution to being able to finally like say fuck you to everybody and just go into your studio and do your selfish little painting, which doing art is not selfish. It is a gift back to the universe and a gift to yourself. By doing that, you are finally standing up for yourself, and that's how you solve it. Like you just have to stop people pleasing, stop living to meet their needs and living for them and living to serve them. And you just have to get up yourself and fucking do it. You can't wait for permission for them to give you permission to do your art. Like, because by waiting for that person to give you permission to do your art projects, you are still continuing to subjugate and subject yourself to living underneath them and propping them up instead of propping yourself up. And of course, if you're propping someone else up so nicely and you're like meeting someone else's needs so nicely, they're not gonna fucking want you to change. They're not gonna fire you. They're not gonna ask you to they're not gonna give you permission to go focus on yourself. Like, of course not. Like, why would they do that? Like, why would the royal queen fire her indentured servant if he does such a fucking good job? Like, she would never. Like, the servant, me, just has to get up, quit the job, and find a new one. Like, I'm tired of sitting here. Like, it would be like if I'm sitting here like crashing out, like, I'm not living to serve you. I'm not meant to serve you. I'm not living here. I'm meant for more than that. My purpose is more than that. Like, I can raise as much of a stink as I want to in front of, like, the queen, but all she's gonna do is fucking laugh and look down on me and say, yeah, all right, honey, like, that's fine, that's nice, and then get back to work. And until I just up and decide it for myself that I'm gonna march my ass into the studio and do my project, even if my boyfriend is out there, that's okay to do, and that he's not gonna leave me, and that's an alright thing to do. It's not selfish to do art, and if he does fucking leave me, then, like, oh, well, like, I would rather be around people who, like, support and uphold my creativity as I do, than those who try to stifle it, which I will say has never happened. He is not like that. I'm mostly just, like, talking about in general, because I feel that pressure on my own self for my own lack of abundance. Like, I just feel like that insecurity, not anything he's done, actually. So yeah, like, I don't know, it felt weird, but I did do my art project when he was home, and, like, obviously he was fine because, you know, he's an adult. He has his own needs and wants that he can fulfill on his own too. I don't need to do it for him. That's the other thing about people pleasing, is, like, you have to realize you're not responsible for anybody except your own damn self, and you're doing a pretty shit job at taking care of yourself, so you have to get your priorities straight. And yeah, I don't know, you can't pour from an empty cup, and I feel like I want to pour into my creative cup, and I'm allowed to do that, and it's not a selfish thing to do that either. It's a good thing to do it, and it's safe to do it, and I like doing it. So yeah, you can't wait for permission to do your art. You just have to fucking give yourself permission and get up and do it, despite any fears you might have about it. So yeah, that's my biggest takeaway from this week, and I hope that I can continue doing that throughout the next 11 weeks, and you know, in life moving forward too, because I think it would be crushing to, like, not make any progress from this book. But that's, like, kind of, I think, what week 2 is gonna get into, because, like, the first thing that it says actually in week 2 is, like, she says common self-attacks. Okay, so I did it this week, but it's just a temporary thing. Like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I feel like, okay, I did all my morning pages this week. I'm on a good roll. I did my artist day. I did my tasks. But, like, is this gonna last? Like, can I keep it up? But it's not about being perfect. It's about doing. And it's about, I don't know. There's no shame in not being perfect. So, this week has been pretty insightful, I would say. Another takeaway that another thing that stuck out to me and what I liked was that, like, the meditation, she says that meditation, or, like, the morning pages or whatnot, helps you link the light of insight to the power of change. And I would say that this week has been very illuminating. I've gained a lot of insight, and I can only look forward to the day that I link it with the power of change, which I believe I am on a good track to do. So yeah, Thanks for listening. If you listened to all of this, let me know if it was like relatable at all. Let me know if you've ever heard of the artist way, if you ever tried it, if you've taken longer than 12 weeks, if you fit it in with 12 weeks, if you thought it was bullshit, if you thought it was helpful, if you think a different book's better, let me know. Because I'm like so interested in hearing what you have to say, like for real. And yeah, I guess what inspired me really to pick up this book was that even though I bought it a year ago and I thought it was bullshit, was because I saw a TikTok of a guy talking about how Dochi actually completed the 12-week course from the Artist Way, and like it's really apparent and like shining through her and the way she moves and the way she works now. So yeah, I felt like if Dochi got something useful out of it, then shit, like there might be something in there, and there might be something for me too. So yeah, actually she has a video series of her journey along the Artist Way. I could only find like weeks 1 through 11. I don't know if I should watch them ahead of like the weeks that I'm doing. I've watched up to week 4 of her journey through it. But I just want to let you guys know that it is out there if you are interested in watching hers too. You just have to scroll towards the bottom of her videos on her channel. And I feel terrible right now for blanking on her real name, but it's a cool video series, and also kind of what inspired me to do mine, because yeah, in those videos she talks about talking to herself, and that's when I was like, oh, I didn't realize I could talk to myself and make a video for myself and still post it. I thought I had to talk to you guys. Which y'all are cool. I don't have a problem with you though. Don't want to say that. Don't get the wrong idea here. But yeah. Yeah. And I think the reason why I am posting this is because a lot of the things is like, I would like to practice being myself out loud more often and actually putting myself out there into the world instead of hoarding like my ideas and keeping it on my computer and like just in my head, or just not even taking any photos at all of my work. So yeah, I want to make a lot more videos. I have projects and ideas and this and that and that and that. So we'll see if we'll see if the Artist Way can help me like produce those and see those through. So yeah, I'm gonna get going now. See you all next time. Bye.